Hi, I'm Ben Brugler. I'm here with Amanda Kleinhans. We were at the International Builder Show last week in Las Vegas, and we thought we would share a couple things that we found were pretty interesting from the show. We have 4 key points that we want to go over with you. We're both going to hit on those. The first thing I wanted to share is a lot of people have been talking about trade shows. Are they still viable? Are they still a valuable investment? Are they showing a positive return? I think we learned a lot actually walking around from the show. Seeing a lot of booths that are some familiar faces, some familiar names, Lowe's, American Express, Kohler. What we found was pretty interesting was the fact that there's a lot more ways that they're looking to engage with people. I think people are still trying to find their way in that. They want to really try and bring the digital aspect of it in. Not a lot of whistles and bells. I think they were trying to play that down at the same time trying to bring the engagement up. Definitely a nice sign for us in the marketing industry to help our clients figure out a better way to do that.
Actually, one of the second points that we wanted to talk about was green sustainability. So a lot of the brands that we saw represented in the booths were talking a lot about how to make homes more sustainable. So we're talking about some of the new things with the National Homeowners Association, talking about some brand standards and what they're doing for homes. So we're actually hearing from builders that they're seeing that more than 60% of their projects coming up in 2014 are actually going to be considered green. So a lot of these builders are seeing these trends. We're talking about energy efficiency in homes, talking about consumers and home buyers wanting to see more environmentally friendly houses being built. So different ways to do that, incorporating Energy Star appliances, making their homes more energy efficient with their HVAC system. So definitely not a trend that's going away, and something that we're going to see a lot more of in years to come.
Something else we were thinking about is a lot of people were asking about trade shows in general, like I mentioned earlier. The other thing people are talking about is the building industry, something we're very familiar with, very close to. How's that industry doing? We were very encouraged to see a lot of people talking about how it was coming back. We talked to NHB, Builder Magazine, a lot of the media meetings that we had, and that consensus seems to be that it is slowly starting to come back. We think that there's a lot of optimism. Amanda mentioned there's a lot of focus on green and sustainability. The other thing that I really noticed, we were involved in a few focus groups and a couple industry events and a big focus on quality. And that really resonates with us, obviously, because from a marketing standpoint, from a business standpoint, you really want to be focusing on what you're saying from a content angle and really playing up that aspect of quality, because people are starting to go out. They're becoming a lot more familiar with social media channels. Family businesses starting to pass down to younger generations, and that's really where people are starting to go and look for that information. So it's really key to have that quality message, that green message, that sustainable message, everything that's really relevant in bringing the industry back right now at the fingertips of those that are looking for it.
Yeah, and that's a great point. That's exactly what rolls us into point 4, actually, is that we heard a lot about technology. It was a definite rolling theme throughout the entire show. They talked a lot about ways to engage home buyers and consumers through online means, whether that's a website, if it's social media. We saw a lot with mobile apps, actually, as well. So really interesting ways that they're reaching this new audience. It's not necessarily just about Pinterest. It's not just about Facebook anymore. Now we're talking about Google+. We're talking about House. There's a lot of really cool ways that you can connect with people, and a lot of people were getting pretty excited about it. A lot of sessions that they had talking about how to utilize these channels and how to get people connected there. We actually also got to see David Pogue. So he's a New York Times technology columnist. He gave everybody a great rundown of a Twitter 101 and was really dynamic in his content and was able to get everybody excited about being on Twitter. So Twitter is definitely still on the top when it comes to social networking, but some of the other social networks are also starting to play a little bit of catch up. And then in general, we talked a lot about lead generation. So obviously, we all get excited about social media and it's fun and you can go on and connect with people, but really driving people back to websites was key. Talking about CRM was really big. So it's interesting to see how some of these trends that we're seeing overall in the general industry are now being applied to building and construction. And we'll kind of keep an eye on that in the coming months. So that actually wraps up the 4 points in what we saw at Builder Show. So hopefully, some of you guys saw some of the same stuff. What we were really excited about is that on the very first day of the show, they made the big announcement that IBS will actually be coexisting with the KBIS show next year. So both of those shows traditionally are housed at different times throughout the year, but both in Vegas. And now next year they're going to be creating a general construction and design week out in Vegas the week of February 2nd through the 4th. So we're really excited to see what comes out of that. I'm sure there will be a lot of collaboration, a lot of really great ways to connect with the audiences, the consumers, and the media alike. So we'll kind of be keeping an eye on those trends as it evolves. And if you're not already following us, make sure that you're following us at Akhia. You can also find us on Facebook, and hopefully we'll see you soon.